A blessed and happy Easter to everyone. It's Easter Monday, April 5, 2021, the start of a brand new month. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, Benji Chidoro. I am a retired bank officer na nag-start mag-invest sa Philippine stock market noong 2007. I do the stock market report every day na nasimulan ko po noong August of last year. At nire-report ko rin ang latest news on your favorite and most active stocks. And if you like the content, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. And if you have stocks in mind that gusto nyo ipa-review sa akin, ay mag-comment lang po kayo sa comment box at akin ipa-prioritize. Ang balita po natin ay ang bagong kontrata sa pagitan ng Manila Water at ang gobyerno at ang resulta ng trading sa ating PHES ngayong araw, April 5, 2021 dito lamang sa The Stock Market Today. From the Philippine Star, new government deal clips Manila Water options to recoup losses. The Ayala-led Manila Water Company Inc. will service a portion of Metro Manila longer, but would have limited options and fewer avenues to recover losses from its operations under a new contract signed with the government last week. At the Palace, presidential spokesperson Harry Roque on Monday dangled the new agreement as a win for consumers, which he said would have lower cost burdens in the water firm as rate hikes are highly prevented in the near future. We are confident because of the new agreement with Manila Water, the government and consumers are now protected, Roque said in a briefing. But for Manila Water, this may mean additional costs to be completely borne out by the firm, even as it won a reinstatement of the 15-year extension of its old contract that Duterte unilaterally revoked last year. The concession period will now run until July 31, 2037, from the original expiration of 2022. At the onset, a tariff freeze will be in effect until end 2022, meaning Manila Water cannot seek rate increases from water regulators during that period. The revised deal retained the undertaking letter that mandates government to indemnify the company against unintended losses caused by any state action. However, the non-interference clause was deleted, meaning government is now allowed to interfere in rate-setting decisions. Manila Water is also restricted from passing on costs from corporate taxes to consumers, as well as unintended charges from foreign exchange swings that increases import costs. The former may offset by the lower corporate income tax rate of 25% under the Corporate Recovery and Tax Incentive for Enterprises Act, but the latter may mean costly capital shipments for investments will have to be absorbed by the company. The discount rate, another mechanism to earn a rate of return from the company expenditures, was fixed at 12% instead of using a market-driven rate that makes it susceptible to future rate hikes, Manila Water said. Okay, so now let's take a look at what happened to the Philippine Stock Exchange Index today. Okay, the PSEI gained 52.06 points to end at 6495.15. That's 0.81% up, with net foreign selling at 267.25 million. So nag-hold yung ating support here at 63 to 64. So nag-hold siya, and that's why we see a bounce in today's index. In the market activity, 85 companies declined, 117 advanced, while 48 remained unchanged. The all-share index registered a 0.59% decline, while the sectoral indices were all in the green except for properties, which registered a decline. The gainers was led by the holding companies at 1.52%. As for the most active stocks, we will be reviewing the top 10. We have BDO, ACEN, Ali, PHES, Land, SMPH, Merrimart, Glow, Tel, and SM. So if you'll notice, we have PHES and Land among the top most active stocks today. So let's get on with it with BDO. I think BDO had a decline. Okay, it had a doji, ended up at 101 pesos and 50 centavos, or a 50 centavo decline, with net foreign selling at 106.59 million. So it's holding its ground on the support of 100. Yan, it's holding its ground there. And yung ating trend line sa ating ng BDO is, if you draw trend line, is yan siya. Yan yung trend line niya. With the nearest resistance at 100 to 111. Yan po yung nearest resistance ni BDO, and the sentiment is bearish. Now, historically, BDO had been very resilient, and it is bounces at the 100 level. So, abangan po natin ang susunod na kabanata for BDO. Then next, let's take a look at ACEN or ACEN. ACEN is, in general, had a bounce today, but it has been moving sideways for the past several days. There is just a slight increase in the volume, and the nearest resistance of ACEN would be here at 8 pesos. Well, the nearest support for the stock, I see it here in the short term at 650 to 660. So that's for AC Energy. Then Ali. Okay, Ali had a green candlestick today. It ended 15 centavos higher, and it is testing the 3370 to 3380 level. So it's still bearish because the RSI is at 3651, but the resistance level, the nearest resistance level that I can see, will be at EMA20 at 3581. So that's the nearest resistance level for Ali, which is bearish at the moment, though it ended with a green candlestick. And then PHES. May balita ba tayo dito? Wala akong makikita balita dito eh. Pero in the past 3 or 4 days, it has been moving upwards. The nearest resistance level, na-break niya yung dating resistance dito eh. So nasa 62 centavos yung previous resistance niya. Na-break niya ngayon. So yung 78 centavos is an all 52-week high. Okay, so this is now our new support at 62 centavos. And I'm not very keen on this stock since this is a second or third liner. By preference, I would rather trade the more popular stocks because there is more liquidity. Tingnan natin kung yung bid and ask. Well, meron naman liquidity, pero hindi to hindi to laging ganito. Yan po yung aking take for PHES. And then let's take a look at land. Okay, land ended with a 65 centavo climb, and this is also a 52-week high at 316. So the previous resistance level was here at 137. So na-break niya yan. And there is volume. So overbought na itong stock na ito. And sooner or later, there might be a reversal in trend because the stock is overbought. So I'm not also very keen with this stock. And tingnan natin kung meron news. Hindi ko alam ang news dito eh. What's driving the stock? Yun lang, no? Yun lang masasabi ko dito for land. Okay, after land, let's take a look at SMPH. Okay, SMPH had a drop, and it will test the resistance level here at this area, 3380 to 3390. I'm sorry, it will test the support level at 3380 to 3390. The sentiment is bearish as the RSI is below 50, it's 4231. Net foreign selling din si SMPH. Pero this is a very resilient stock, and it is a very, very good stock at that. So the sentiment here is generally bearish. And then after SMPH, Merrimart. Okay, Merrimart had a green candlestick today. It gained 2 centavos. In general, it's moving sideways. And if we are to draw a Darvas box, ito yung area na ginagalawan niya. So the upper area would be our resistance at 5.67 to 70, while the support level is at 440 to 450. Now, when I talk of support and resistance, these are areas and not exact points. Then after Merrimart, let's take a look at Globe. Globe had a solid red candlestick. It declined by 40 pesos to end at 1840. That's a 2.13% drop. It is already at its lowest level. It's the lowest level since March 2020. March 26, 2020 was the previous low. So what's driving it? So baka market sentiment lang to that's driving the stock down. Pero this is already very cheap since our RSI is near oversold levels at 32.23. So bearish ang sentiment dito sa Glow, but I think this is a good time to buy the stock since Glow is a telecom company and it thrives during the pandemic, just like PLDT. So it's bearish. Again, our resistance or the support level, I'll place it at this level at 1840. However, the next resistance, the next support level rather, would be here at 1750 if the stock continues to fall. And then that's the next is TEL or PLDT. PLDT had a bounce today. So it bounced on support here at 1200 with the RSI at 48. The RSI is a sideways number, but the general sentiment is still bearish. So if we see another green candlestick, we may say that the stock may have turned around and recovered. In the meantime, the nearest resistance, I would place it here at 1334. So it's now a good time to buy these stocks since PLDT may earnings report show. It had a net income of 24.58 billion. So it had an increase from the previous year. The 2020 earnings had an increase of 7.87%. So that's good news for PLDT. Kaya siguro nag-bounce. And then finally, SM. Okay, SM also had a bounce. It bounced at support here at 950. But the sentiment is still generally bearish. Now once we see another green candlestick here, we may say that the stock may have reversed in trend. The RSI is still bearish at 45. Now the nearest resistance, let's place this nearest resistance at MA100, that's 1007. Yan po ang ating report sa stock market, April 5, 2021. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, Benji Chodoro, nagpapaalala, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagtangkilik. See you again tomorrow. God bless and bye for now.